very much. My name is Metaverse. I'm privileged to be the team leader of Plan B Express. And today I'm just anchoring this meeting. And it's my privilege to introduce to us a very fantastic, amazing leader in this space, crypto space, the blockchain space. This leader is phenomenal. I've met him for many, many years now, and he has not changed his language from the industry. And then he has still been committed to doing the right thing. And of course, you agree with me, I do not associate with people who just speak too length forward without action. And that's why you see we're gathering here. And he's a phenomenal leader and a man of action, which I love him so much. And of course, he had with him one of the co-founders of the platform, Egold mining. And so they're going to do us a lot of justice. And of course, immediately after that time, you ask your questions. So without much ado, I'm not going to take any much information or to talk so much about this platform. And I'm going to let the cat out of the bag because it's not my work this afternoon or this evening or this morning, wherever you're connected from. Join me as I welcome a phenomenal leader, Dr. Tal. Is a very fantastic person. Dr. Tal, you're welcome, and you're on call. Mute yourself, and over to you. Thank you very much, Dr. Tal.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the honor. Thank you for the kind words. Be sure that I'm audible. One, please, if I'm audible, let me see number 2 so that I know that we are all good to go. Just type the number 2 or say something in the chat box if everyone can hear me, please. Okay, great. All right, so thank you, Mr. Felix. Thank you so very much. So pretty much, we're going to make this really quick. I won't be doing so much of the talking. Of course, there is something that binds us together here. It is the fact that we want to learn more about a phenomenal project that we encountered that we found as really, really viable. And it is the Egold project, which is the world's first mining ecosystem built completely on the Metaverse. And being involved in different opportunities in the crypto space prior to now, and also working with fantastic premium leader like Mr. Felix, we find this really interesting. And having also been part of a mining project in the past, with him as well, I know that this will be of interest to him and his community. And so today we are privileged to have the developer, the co-founder of the project, Egold, on the call. Even though they are very busy people, but we had to find ways to bring them on this call. So yes, I'll gladly welcome both Mr. Void, I got the name right, and Mr. Visha. Okay, so Mr. Visha and Mr. Void, welcome to the call.
Thanks for having us here.
All right. Yeah. So basically, Mr. Felix runs one of the biggest, communities in Africa, and he's very, very interested in the Egold project. He loves the project. He just has a couple of questions, also with his community members and leaders. So we thought to also bring you here so we can have the conversation and be on the same page. So I'm sure they will take it from here. And if there are questions they have, I'll be glad to have you respond to them.
I'm always happy to.
So thank you, Visha. Thank you.
Firstly, I'm really grateful for the entire community, to come together and give us the opportunity to talk about work we do, and always happy to answer all questions. And let's try and resolve these questions wherever they are.
Thank you, Visha. Thank you, Visha. Mr. Wojciech, if you're there, please, I'd like you to say something.
So I can put it on the spotlight. Where is it, Mr. Wojciech?
Tag and Egold, the handle that says Tag and Egold.
Okay, tag and Egold. Oh, okay, sorry, I'm gonna be you right now, sorry. Good. All right.
Yes, thank you for unmuting me. Yes, welcome everyone on this amazing call. It's a pleasure to be
Hi,
with
brother.
you guys.
Welcome.
Yes, and I hope everyone gonna find some some value with Egold project, and and I hope we're gonna keep moving together. Thank you very much. If you have any question, also later I can answer, or I can say a little bit more from my side.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. So, Mr. Felix, please take it away, sir.
Okay.
Questions, reviews, or any other information you need from
The community.
the
Okay, guys, guys, I've told you template your questions, and then the gray areas you may want to be clarified about. So before I can ask, wrap up my own. So please, I know those number of you who are registered already, and of course you should have one or two clarification you want to get. And so please, it's time, and I want to see your hands, and I can make on you, and you ask your questions, so that we can move faster. And then before I ask mine. Right. So please, you have questions. If you cannot put up your hands, you can type it on the chat box, and then we'll take them one after the other. So let's be snappy about that and be professional about it. All right. Okay, I can see her, Mr. Simplicity. I'm gonna mute you. Please speak on, please, Mr. Simplicity.
Yes. Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, sir.
We are afternoon in the part of this world.
Yes.
So my question is one. If I pick a package, either the G1, the G2, the G3, please, how long is the lifespan of this your maintain machine?
So lifetime of when you pick any mining machine, the shelf life is 10 planes. There is no time limitation. You can use this machine for 10 minutes, 10 years, 40 years. But when you deploy this machine, you can make only limited 10 claims. And after you make your 10 claims, the machine will be destroyed.
Okay, thank you very much. And the second question is this. Outside this meeting, on your platform, I'm already saying something like trading, farming, and the rest of them.
Correct.
I also see some of the icons that maybe they'll be staking in the nearest future. Please,
yes, the staking
outside this now, what are your prospects in listing related to centralized exchange?
So we need to understand things. We have to achieve a certain scale before we reach centralized exchanges. Typically, in 2017-16, when you created projects, and if you were able to get these projects to the centralized exchanges, there was a lot of benefit to the project. But I think the market has changed, and the competition in the market has become much deeper. And now, before you go to centralized exchange, it is very important you build a core community, a stronger trading volume. And then if you go to the centralized exchanges, the coin 10 times more benefits. So our strategy right now is to keep building organically. And at some point in future, when we have enough scale, that's the time we go to centralized exchanges.
Okay, so maybe let someone else ask question. Let me hold on now. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Simplicity, for your questions. Please, if you're in the house, you have questions, put up your hands. Somebody talking about a brief summary. We're going to recap that because we expected, when we posted this meeting yesterday, we make mention, do as much as possible, highlight some questions and you want to ask. And so if you're here, maybe just the first time, or probably you have been on our forum and you never took Egold seriously, because we know we started last week or something on Saturday, and we posted everybody take advantage of it. And so if you have been on the forum and you never took anything around it, well, maybe this meeting may not be so much elaborate about maybe presentation. This is going to be, we're doing more practical things about what is the unique selling point and some of those technical aspects of this project, and that's what we're doing. So, okay, yeah, if you have questions, just put up your hands. So I
maybe I can start with just briefly telling what the project goal and why we created this project, and just give people some overview of why this project is created and why this project is different. Maybe we can just
okay, yeah, if you want to do that, why not? Maybe an executive summary of possibly the overview of the company, the whole thing, maybe the farming, the mining, the farming, because I've done the farming already and I'm observing and the differences of them and some of those things. Okay, you can just do an executive summary. But excuse me, somebody's asking, how do we know your package is still active? Okay, maybe in the executive summary you can have the highlights about that. Okay, over to you, sir. Yeah, you can take it off from me.
So broadly, I think we need to understand where the crypto industry is today and where we started, and why Egold can be a very special project for next 5 years, 10 years, or even next 15 years. So we started with Bitcoin. It's a simple system. You have a cryptocurrency, they make a blockchain, these things work together, and you started building market around Bitcoin and the blockchain. But then the industry evolved. You discovered something like Ethereum. Ethereum say now you can not just have blockchain, but blockchain can also have smart contracts. Now, smart contracts allow for more complex products to be built on the blockchain. And when Ethereum became successful, you had hundreds of other projects which are creating another blockchain. So the question we are asking ourselves, where is the crypto market going? And what are the challenges for investors in general? Now, one of the problems you have, particularly today in the crypto space, is you have a new blockchain coming in the market every week, every 15 days. And every blockchain is trying to solve some problem, which we like. When Ethereum got created, we identified 5 or 6 different problems that Ethereum blockchain can have. And then, every new project comes and tries to solve one problem or 2 problems. And you have a situation now where people who are in the crypto space, they have to choose between hundreds of blockchains. And it is not practical for everybody to buy into every blockchain, right? I mean, it's a very, if there is going to be a new blockchain every week, and we don't know which blockchain is going to be successful in the future and where the technology will change 5 years from now, 10 years from now. So we have to make those choices today in terms of what coins we buy and what crypto coins we hold, but we don't know the answer of what will be successful 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Now, how can we invest in the crypto space and de-risk ourselves? So Egold is one of those projects which is trying to solve that problem. And the term we use with our project is the Egold is blockchain agnostic. What does that mean? That means Egold does not have a default blockchain. It can adopt any blockchain. Right now, we are on Binance chain, hosted on the Binance chain. But let's say 5 years from now, if there was another project which became very successful and there is a new blockchain system that is very dominant in the world, Egold has the ability to move to this blockchain future. And that means that whatever tokenomics and the mining system and the community we are building today, this community can migrate from Binance chain to another chain that might be successful in the future, and we have that ability. And I think that is very, very important to understand how we intend to create a long-term project that that can have a long-term future and people can benefit for a long period of time. So we have the mining system, which is very simple. And how did we change this? So with Bitcoin, you have a physical mining machine. If you want to become a Bitcoin miner today, you will go buy a physical mining machine. You will install this machine, and inside this machine, there is a piece of software. So even though machine looks like a physical object, but what the mining works is on the software, right? Which you cannot, something which you cannot see. It's the software inside the machine. So we said, why people need to buy a physical machine? Why we cannot turn this physical machine into a virtual machine? And we replace the hardware part with NFT, and we attach, like in Bitcoin mining machine, you have a programming logic inside which decide how Bitcoin will mine itself. So we replace that logic with a smart contract. So we create an NFT, a non-fungible token, which is a mining machine, a virtual mining machine, and the mining logic we put inside a contract, and we attach this contract to the NFT, and so our NFT becomes a NFT. So the idea is very similar in terms of mining system, but we have many advantages. With Bitcoin mining, Ethereum mining, or any other coin mining, what is the single biggest problem you have? You must hold the physical machine. You must provide electricity for this machine. You must provide maintenance for this machine. And then you don't know if you're going to be profitable over a long period of time. With gold mining, the advantage is now you don't have to hold a physical machine. You have a virtual machine, which you possess in your control. With physical machine, the second problem that you have is, it's not profitable to run these machines in your own house, because if you will run this machine, you don't know the electricity price, maintenance, everything, just running this machine 24 hours becomes difficult. So you are left with one choice, that you will find an alternative third person who is running a big farm, and you will buy one machine and put this machine in farm of another person, somebody maybe in China, maybe somebody in Northern Europe, and somebody in some part of Africa where the electricity is cheap. The problem is you are not in possession of your own physical machine. Though you are the owner of the machine, you are depending on the farm owner to do the right thing. When you give them the machine, if they change your address, there's not much you can do if they decide to change your machine wallet address. So we solve the security problem with Egold mining. Like, you will buy a virtual mining machine. The mining logic is written in a smart contract. It's integrated, and now you're running this machine and you are in 100% possession of the machine, and you're not paying any electricity bills on daily basis. It's reducing the maintenance, and it is making the whole process more efficient. Plus, Egold that you produce has cross-chain compatibility. That means we have the ability to move this Egold from one chain to second chain to third chain. This means there is more longevity, or the project tenure will be much longer compared to an average project. And yeah, so I mean, that's exactly what we're trying to accomplish with this project.
Okay, so all right, I think some of us have gotten that. Can we have if a brief summary about the packages, because I know a lot of people are here now. Some of us who are deep into cryptocurrency, of course, we always love the technical aspect of any project we're getting involved into. And then most of persist, of course, the probably will just be more of investors and always good at arithmetic and figures in the crypto. And so they want to know how those packages work. And there's certain clauses around, maybe I put it like this. There are certain clauses like about 10 times claim, 10 over 10, and all of that. So maybe can those things be explained out? So everyone, and a good number of people have actually registered. Some have activated their account. Some have registered, have not activated their account. And then, of course, they want to see how does it work out to when they invested their money on different packages. So somebody was already asking, how do I know my money is working? Okay, thank you for sharing your page. Good.
Yes. So I mean, there are 4 kind of miners that you can buy right now with Egold mining. So there's a 20 metahash miner, there's 100 metahash miner, there's a 500 metahash miner, there's a 2,500 metahash miner. Now, what is metahash? Just like Bitcoin mining machine has mining power, the Egold mining machine also has its mining power. And right now, if we look at the numbers, people have already, the mining capacity of the network is 4.24 for almost 4.2 million meta hashes. So from a user perspective, the process is very simple. You come to the website, you choose one mining package, whether it's a 20 meta hash or 2,500 meta hash. You buy this mining package and you activate your mining with this package. So you will, when you buy the package, you will receive one NFT in your wallet with that particular mining machine. The NFT will come to your wallet. Then you can activate this NFT and start mining Egold, and you will start seeing collection of Egold. Now we have some rules to mining that we have created with Egold mining. The first is when you start mining Egold, for example, if you mine 100 Egold, to get your 100 Egold, you must burn 50 Egold. So effectively, if you mine 100 Egold, you will burn 50 Egold and you will collect 100 Egold. So that means the 50% of your mining will always be used as meta fuel that you have to pay for, which is more like electricity cost. With Bitcoin mining, you pay meta fuel cost. And then you can, there is no time limitation. So once you start your mining, you can make claim after 5 minutes, you can make claim after 5 hours, after 1 week, after 1 year. There is no limitation for time, but there is limitation in terms of once you activate your miner, you can make maximum of 10 claims. So example is if I start mining and I make my 10 claims, after 10 claims, my miner will go into a junkyard. So in terms of practice, this is how this looks. So you have, first you will go, you will choose the miner you want to buy, whether it's G1, G2, G3, G4. Once you've chosen the miner, you will pay for the miner, and the miner will come into your dashboard. You can see in the dashboard the miners which are inactive and the miners which are active. And then there is junkyard. So once you have made your 10 claims, your miner will automatically move to the junkyard. And then there is stake miner, where once you purchase your miner, you will go to the panel, you will choose your miner, it will show you all information about your miner, you approve, and you simply start mining. And once you start mining, you can track all your mining information. In this case, if I choose a particular miner, you can see how much Egold this miner has already mined. So in this case, it's a 20 meta hash miner. It has already mined 3 Egold. And right now, when I make my claim, I will pay 1.52 Egold as a meta hash fee, and I will collect 1.49 Egold, which is roughly worth about $12.5 at this point. Below, you can see at what block number you started your mining and what current block number and how many blocks you have already mined with your miner. So the second part of it is when you look at manage miner, with each miner, you will see the total number of claims a miner can make. On this case, this miner has already made 2 claims. That means out of 10 possible claims, 2 claims have been made. And this miner is good to make another 8 claims. Now, you will realize there is something called as depreciation. So you can come to this particular thing to understand depreciation. Now, every claim has an additional cost. So the first claim you make, you have 0% depreciation and 50% meta fuel cost. On your second claim, the meta fuel cost still remains 50%, but there is an additional 5% depreciation. So in translation, when you stake your miner, if you mined 100 Egold, you will receive net of 49 Egold on your first claim. On your second claim, you'll get a further 5% depreciation and receive only 44 Egold. And so on. By the time you reach your 10th claim, you're only receiving 4 Egold if you mine 100. So effectively, what it's creating is depreciation, just like physical mining machine. The miner will keep depreciating. Now, why this is important is because the miners need to evaluate how long they wish to. The longer the miner will mine, the more Egold he will collect, and the sooner the miner will claim, the less Egold he will collect, and the miner needs to make that choice. So we put the choice with the miner with complete freedom in terms of how long a miner wishes to mine, but we limit them by number of claims. So this is important because what you do is you create a more random cycle in terms of claims and trading in the market, and you create a better tokenomics and supply. So the advantage that we have with this process is, like for example, Bitcoin is supply of 21 million. Egold, if you will notice, is also here, started with 21 million, but we have already burned about 34,000. So that is the advantage. Yes.
Okay. Are you on? Yeah, hello. Are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Then I was making to understand other things. There is an affiliate to it too. And what the summary about the affiliates, and so persons of 50% and they don't understand the sequential cumulative athlete commission and so on. So can you do some highlights on it?
Sorry, can you repeat that for me? I did not get the question.
The athlete part of it, and some people we're not looking at the cumulative from the beginning of 18%, so they just go to like level days. This is the volume required, and this is the percentage.
Wojciech, can you help us with the sales plan?
Yes, of course, no problem. Can I share the screen?
Go ahead.
One second. One second. Let me do it now. One second. Can you see my screen?
Yes, coming up.
Okay, perfect. So we go to learn more. Go invitation program. Yes. So basically, what we do, we're running the infinity plan or differences plan. It's depending. Different people call this plan in different way. So basically, we're starting with 18% direct sales commission, and then on the right side you can see qualification team. So I'll give you an example. Let's say our team make let's say my team make $500 sales. So automatically my direct commission is upgraded to 20%. If we move more further, let's say I make $40,000 sales in my team. That's mean I qualify for 30% direct sales commission. Okay, so what's happened if I gonna invite new person when I'm already on 30%? So let's say I invite Vishal starting his business. So I already make 30% when he purchased his miner, and then Vishal start to work and Vishal invites another person. So let's say he invites somebody for $100. So Vishal is making 18%, which is $18. And then because I'm on 30%, and the difference between 30% and 18% is 12%. So from his sales, from entire sales, I'm making 12%. Once Vishal keep growing his structure and making more sales, let's say he make $2,000 sales in his team, automatically Vishal is qualified for 24%. I'm still on 30. That means from entire team sales of Vishal, I'm making the difference between 24% and 30, which is 6%. Is that clear? Does anyone have any question?
Okay, yeah, so it's what it means. We only have direct sales commission in the affiliate, right?
No. We don't have only direct sales commission. So that's what I'm trying to explain. So direct sales, we have direct sales, and then once, for example, let's say I invite you, but I already qualify for direct sales for 30%. So when you start to grow your team, let's say you're gonna start to bring sales, you are making 80% from direct sales, then
Okay.
I'm making the difference between 30 and 18%. Let's say
Oh,
your team keep growing. So let's say you already make 4,000. Let's say you make $4,000 sales. That's mean you are on 26%. So everything, whatever your team makes sales, I make the difference between 24 and 30%. So I always make money from my team.
okay. Okay. So these are the two predominant athletes active residual affiliate commissions, right?
Come again, please.
I said these are the two major affiliate residual commissions, right?
Yes. So basically, we're making you direct sales, and then we're making a commission also from every team member. Let's say every direct team member in my team. So let's say if I have, I don't know, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 people direct, every direct is my different team. So some of my direct team, they can be, for example, on 22, some on 24, some on 26%. So when I'm on the 30%, I always make the difference between you and me.
Okay. Right, I think it makes sense. I'll just take some because do anybody have questions? You ask. I'm going to ask some questions right now, which going to be more technical or somehow, and that will help a lot of us. Number one, I want to ask something very importantly. Is there any plan for Egold to move Egold token to their mainnet in any future period?
The token already is on the mainnet. So we have hosted on the Binance chain right now.
Oh, no. Okay, I mean, independent blockchain by the Egold. Is Egold having
That
a
is
plan to
we
have
will
its
not
own blockchain?
we're building our own metaverse moving forward. So the idea is we want to turn Egold into a default currency for multiple metaverse projects.
Okay. Then now secondly, how do we believe and trust? Yeah, I'm already in Egold, yeah, fine. But how do we what's a certain thing that will make us have, certain belief on Egold, not to disappear one day, just like any other funny project out there? There's so many funny projects everywhere. Yeah. So how do we have this kind of, I don't call it trust, let's say belief on Egold for a continuity of activities? Yeah, you talked about Metaverse and all of that. So what scorecard can we have about? I'm not saying guarantee us that Egold is the best and blah blah blah, but what scorecard do we have about Egold to say, okay, this is actually unique? We're not saying it's better or far better than any other project. We'll say, what's the uniqueness of Egold to have a scorecard for us to say, okay, yeah, we're very crazy about this project?
So the most important thing is all the contracts are already public. So if you go to the website, you click on learn more, you will come to the Gitbook. And on the Gitbook, right at the bottom, the old contracts. So all contracts deployed by the team are already made public. So anybody can go check these contracts, and these contracts work independent of the team. This means the Egold mining process does not depend on us. The Egold distribution process doesn't depend on us. Egold mining sales process is not controlled by us. It is all operating independently on the blockchain. Anybody can open these contracts and verify these contracts. Even the wallets which hold Egold on large quantity, what purpose these wallets have, those wallets are made public, so everybody can go and check these wallets and these contracts. And the important thing is there is no dependence on the development team. The project is running 100% autonomous. So even if the team disappears, the project can still run without the team.
Yeah, makes sense. Right now, so then when would a token be listed on different coin aggregators or other exchange platforms apart from maybe the Pancake Swap and then the internet swapping on the Egold platform? So when are we looking at any roadmap concerning that?
So our idea is right, because if you see, we have built our own interface on top of Pancake Swap, so that trading becomes much easier because you don't get all this information
Yeah,
of the latest trade on Pancake Swap. But we built our own interface for easy trading on top of Pancake Swap. So all people can they get better environment. They get all the information about the coin while they make trading. And our objective is to promote trading on Pancake Swap, build a larger community. So if you see, we already have $434,000 liquidity. Or we want to push this liquidity to maybe $5 or $10 million. And at that point, it makes a lot of sense to go to exchanges, because if you list on exchanges and you don't have deep liquidity, this does not benefit anybody.
makes sense. Then the next is yeah, what about the auditing of Egold with companies, public auditing, blockchain auditing platform that audited, Egold token?
So the audit is typically a problem, right? Because the audit will only options, it will not audit the business logic. So there are two parts to code, right? All the auditors are looking for standard functions.
Yeah.
And in my personal opinion, it's become like a blackmail business of sorts, because they're not really doing any real audit. They are running elementary tests and giving you certificates. Because even the audited contracts, if you realize with the bridges and everything, so many of them have been hacked.
Sure.
70% of the audited projects have been hacked. So A, they're not solving any technical problem, and B, they do not define the business. They're definitely not auditing for the business, whether it's a good business or a bad business. They're only auditing if code works. And even in this, they are failing.
Okay. All right, then I need to ask this question. Concerning your deflammatory system. So how do we see where those coins, possibly every deflammation is all about,
So we can see all the burns here, right here, we made the contract public. So every time an Egold is burned, you see, it's all.
Okay, the Noon wallet. Good. Perfect. Okay, yeah, this is what I want. Good. Oh my God. That's crazy. My God. Wow. Okay.
So
oh my God.
If you went to the Egold contracts, burn tracker, you put the address, and all of these things you can track directly on the blockchain.
Makes sense. Now, very last questions. Technically, I'll go through the system about the upcoming activities, and I saw some connections of Egold to be either a partnership or moving to DAG chain. But I couldn't see any fantastic, maybe trend of dark chain, because I was on dark chain moving activities sometime. But so I couldn't see any. So what's so fantastic about dark chain movement with the Egold? And maybe there are things I do not know about dark chain, but to me, I was not seeing anything phenomenal about the dark chain. So maybe I need more clarifications.
So Tag Chain is a project that we are developing on the side, and which will be launched in the future. So before Egold, we worked on a project called Tag Protocol, which was a very successful project, and most of the people that have worked with us are very happy with how it has turned out. But the key is to make a project successful is not a one-day job. Your real problem in the crypto space is, most people believe that you build something one time, which is very good, and this will be valuable for next 100 years. It does not work like that. So once you start a project, you must keep building on the project. It's like example I give is the most successful technology company in the world is Apple, and they still need to make a new iPhone every year. It's not like they made one Apple phone and this will be successful for next 1,000 years. So every year they have to bring to market a new iPhone. Similarly, when you start a project, you have phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and you must keep developing and improving the project so more people can join and people can find more value in the project. And the value creation is not a one-time job. The team must continue development, and over time this will become more valuable. And so even with tag protocol, with tag chain, these are all initiatives we want to take slowly, and we are taking these initiatives to make sure the scope of project keeps expanding gradually. There is more value for users.
Okay, now I would say that the phase of Egold was going to have a boost for tag protocol, or a tag protocol have a good special record or technology that was going to have a kind of fantastic enhancement, the Egold and all that. Because what I'm saying is,
So understand, there are two very different projects targeted towards two very different. They are interdependent, or they are because they both built by the same team. So we can take advantage of project one to project two and project two to project one. But tag protocol is based on a more traditional logic in terms of NFT space. Egold is more about metaverse, because the idea is we want to position Egold as a coin for the metaverse. On next month 15th, we'll be launching our first version of metaverse, and then our objective is we already have partnerships, and we are discussing partnerships with multiple other people who are building their metaverses, and they will use Egold as their currency. So the idea is we want to make Egold as a means a currency for the metaverse, because it is not only for one metaverse, it can be for many metaverses.
okay.
And so we develop Egold into that market.
Okay, now being a deflammatory project, how long and how many years are you looking at? And what's your projection? I'm not talking about pricing now, because from the look of things, it's deflammatory, and total supply taking a roadmap of Bitcoin. What's the projection of the next how many years, and what's the benchmark you are actually projecting out to be the last volume that will be in circulation for Egold? And then
So
where would it not be productive to be mining again?
So Egold mining is going to be for 80 years.
Yeah.
It's similar to Bitcoin, but 4-year cycles, but the mining will finish in next 80 years. And so just like Bitcoin, the first 4 years is going to be 10 million Egold. Then the next 4 years is going to be 5 million, 2.5, 1.25, so on. So it's halving every 4 years. So we start with 10 and then halving every 4 years. And because the Binance blockchain right now it's 3 seconds, so per block, the system is producing 0.237 Egold. So that's about 6,850 Egold per day.
Per day, yeah.
And after 4 years, this will become 3,424, and it will keep halving every 4 years subsequently.
Okay, so possibly invariably, what we're looking at now, over the years, over the years, because we know find there's going to be difficulty level, and then
yes,
but the point is this: even when you have difficulty level, because of the bonding mechanisms as deflammatory, the one in circulation is going to be reducing invariably, and that the volume, of course, the volume being produced to by algorithm you prepared is going to be reducing. So give and take, we're looking at after the 8 years of Egold mining, so we're looking at what may remain in the circulation, possibly may not be up to 1 million.
No, so we are looking at maybe about 5 to 6 million Egold, between 5 and 7 million Egold next. By the time you reach 80 years, almost 70%, 70 to 75% of Egold will be burnt.
Okay, I think so. Please, somebody, I want to pick a question here. Okay, I think those questions are simple questions to be answered. Somebody's asking, after 10 withdrawals, the contract ends and you have to purchase a new. Yeah, of course, that's the truth. Am I correct? I'm speaking your mind.
Yes, absolutely.
Mason?
Absolutely. After you consume your 10 claims, if you wish to continue mining, you will have to purchase a new miner.
Okay. Or somebody's asking questions. Should we hear? Okay. Makes sense. Okay. Okay. So, okay, I think people, please, if you have questions, because we're wrapping up now, I think that has been a very fruitful and productive interaction. And for those of us who have started, of course, we're still going to do a kind of more, to the layman language of, okay, I know a lot of us are used to put in my money, how much am I going to get? But what from the first insight I saw in the project was that meticulously, when you get involved, and then you want to maximize it, because invariably when the price spike more, because the burning is a drive to reduce circulations and then push up the price eventually. And then I think it will make more sense that somebody is not taking withdrawal as frequent as possible. And that's logical holding already, which of course is not going to dump the market price as it were. So I think we'll do more of that eventually. And maybe over time we may, of course, via Dr. Tal is going to be giving fashioning us with a lot of things. Maybe over time too, we may have some emergency that we want to call on you, to make more in-depth information to know. Because when you start a business from the surface, when you get started properly, you begin to learn and understand certain things that you never understood before. And then we want to ask, okay, I'm sure you guys are accessible for us, because when we're doing business, we always love to have, first-hand information and not guesswork, not what Felix says, but is in line with what the company or the developers or the co-founders or people behind the project are actually doing, saying. I think it's going to make sense for us. Okay, so without much ado, so if you do not have questions, I don't think we need to overflog any issues here, because I'm sure if you're on this call tonight or this afternoon, value was added. I must say, sincerely speaking, value was added, and then you were able to get more clarifications and how this project is being run. Like me, I got more clarification this afternoon, so I don't want to guess anything. At this point in time, I'm sure maybe Dr. Tal possibly will have one or two things to say. So, Dr. Tal, take it over from me. You have one or two things to say.
Okay, I was muted before. All right, thank you, Mr. Felix. Thank you so much for your time, and big thanks to Woche and Vishal for your time as well, and for everyone else who connected to this call, who joined this interaction and conversation. I just want to, also share my personal view and opinion as a leader in this blockchain crypto space. From what I've seen, I mean, this Egold project is a fantastic one. I am convinced that this is a good way to go. And I mean, you were all here, listen to the co-founders respond to all the questions. Personally, in my opinion, this is a good way to go in our climb in Africa here. I mean, we all know inflation is biting. People are looking for multiple streams of income, alternate streams of income, that is completely passive, that won't take them from their primary businesses and all of that. And Egold comes in handy. We can only give our support and give our best to ensure that this project is all over and is in the hands of the people that really needs it. So I just want to encourage you to be open-minded and take a dive, take calculated risk, look at your risk tolerance, your risk appetite, and take a strategic move into this business opportunity. Thank you once again. I guess we'll take other conversations after now beyond this point. Thank you, Mr. Felix. Thank you, Charles, and thank you, Woche, for your time conversation. Back to you, Felix. Thank you. I'm grateful.
All right, fantastic. Thank you very much for this. I think it was a very productive and then successful. Visual Code Kopta, and sorry, pardon me for the pronunciation. Yeah, so I think I'm going to come to Metaverse for you to teach me how to pronounce this name. And so we meet in the Metaverse, I think possible. And then Tag and Egold, thank you very much for your, audience and attention to be here and to do certain justice to possibility that we made Mommy having. I can assure you something that as long as the platform is keeping into updating, expansions, and doing something fantastic, of course, we would love to build up more as much as possible. For everyone on this call, thank you very much for your time. I think this is recorded. And for some of you who probably want to sit down with the, the recorded version thereafter, after this interaction, of course, to be made available in a jiffy, and then you can have access to it. So, but at this point in time, I think it's expedient. You go back to your drawing board and do the needful, because I'm a man of few words, but much of action. So I always tell people, one thing is this: when there's an opportunity to make fortune, don't make money. So, if there's an opportunity for you to make fortune, don't make money. And that's what I can see in the platform. As you look at it, there's no point saying, let me just make money when it's big for you to make fortune. So I think a word should be enough for wise. Thank you very much for your time, everybody. Do have a nice time. And then for the time we're taking out of your working hour, and I think it's going to worth it if you take the right action. So ours is information, instruction, and action. Until the action is taken, the information will not be appreciated. So we appreciate you guys as you take action. Bye-bye.